So, Miss Childress, the person that everyone says the Colonel stole the recipe from, never existed. And I proved this. There is an article that is pinned to my profile currently at this date that shows where that image of Miss Childress came from. It's from a magazine. They were talking about snowdrift. The magazine is called the Ladies' Home Journal. It was from 1925, this particular article, where Sarah Clark's image was displayed on there, talking about her work with snowdrift and fried chicken. And quite frankly, it looks like they were trying to make fun of her from the way that she talked with the way they spelled things when they quoted her. But that was back in the 1920s. You know how they were back then. By they, I mean society. But anyways, you could look this up. You could look up the Ladies' Home Journal and the Snowdrift 1925 magazine and find Sarah Clark's image where they say her name is Sarah Clark, not Miss Childress. The rumor that the Colonel stole the recipe started from a guy that I believe his name was Mr. Miles. He was an orphanage owner in Corbin, Kentucky that the Colonel was donating money to. Now, quite a few people abused the money the Colonel would donate out of the kindness of his heart, and if he found this out, he would cut them off immediately, but a lot of times he just didn't know. He was very careful where he placed his money, but some people slipped through his fingers, and this orphanage owner was one of them. And when Uncle Harley was dying, he decided he needed to allocate money to other things, and he learned that this guy was abusing his funds, so he cut him off. This guy said that he stole the recipe from a slave he owned. But he was born in 1890, and he was born on a Henryville, Indiana farm, very poor. His father died when he was about 28 years old, and his mother took up a job in Henryville at a canning factory, and leaving Uncle Harley home alone to take care of my great-great-grandfather Clarence and my Aunt Catherine. And he had to cook for them. So he had a long history of cooking leading up to the 1930s when he developed his 10 herbs and spices in his Corbin gas station. But the rumor didn't make sense, and people wanted to so badly label him as a racist and a thief, and they found this image online. I'm sure somebody saw the Snowdrift article and decided we're going to make up a name, and we're going to take this image because it's very believable, and we're going to say that he paid her off $1,200, or tried to take her recipe. And now what I see from verified accounts from the African American community is people talking about the beautiful Miss Childress and how we will educate our people on who she was and how the Colonel actually stole. When in reality, I think people should be talking about Sarah Clark. I'm sure her family exists somewhere today. And Sarah Clark's image is being given a false name as Miss Childress and a false story that her recipe was stolen and made into this multi-billion-dollar company. Very easy to spread misinformation.